Hey there, it's Tarita. I work as a professional life and business coach, and today we are going to talk about our inner child. Now, what I'm noticing is that this is not a topic that a lot of people discuss, yet it's so prevalent and so common in the workplace that we really need to slow down and talk about it. Because what I'm seeing is that there are so many little boys and little girls out there putting on big people's clothes and going into the office and calling it leadership. And that's not serving anyone. So, what's important about working with our inner child is really inner child work completes childhood. It heals all the trauma, all the misperceptions, all the false identities and misbelief that we picked up when we were younger. Because during that time of development, we really didn't have context. We saw things happening, but we didn't really understand or have the full scope of what it meant. And usually children make meaning out of things, especially ways that don't support them. And then that becomes kind of a generational pattern that continues to be played out. So we want to slow that all down and we want to clean that all up. So that's important because when we clean up childhood, it ends our childhood, but it keeps our childlike essence. It keeps the joy, it keeps the fun, it keeps the creativity, it keeps the play in our adult form right now. So you can start to see inner child stuff in the office. And my encouragement is when I break this down for you, you don't go around looking like, oh, this is my boss or oh, this is that. You look for where it's true for you. So the first thing I notice is that if you're a person at work who is afraid to make mistakes or afraid to speak their opinion or afraid to put their voice in a room or afraid of conflict, if you realize you have a lot of fear around being good, being respected, not wanting to get it wrong, right? And worried about what my boss or some authority figure is going to think, that's inner child stuff. Because that's what children do. They look for an authority figure, and if the authority figure isn't safe or they don't do the right thing, they feel like they're going to get in trouble. So if this is you, we really want to slow that down because you're making your boss your parent, and that's not serving, right? You're your own authority. You can parent yourself. And it's your job to make yourself feel safe. And when we're with other people, we can help make their inner child feel safe too. But we have to provide that for ourselves. The second thing is that this may show up as tantrums. As in, I don't get my way in the meeting, so I'm going to take the ball and I'm not going to play anymore. And I'm just going to walk away, right? That's what children do. When they don't like the game, they don't like the rules, they just quit. So if you're a person who does that, when people upset you, when people might trigger you and you just shut down and walk away and don't want to deal with it, that's inner child stuff. Because what I hear through that lens, what I'm listening for is, Tarita, when I grew up, I didn't feel like my voice was heard, or the authority that was supposed to protect me didn't, so then I needed to be my own authority. Especially if you're a person who looks for power dynamics in the office, who's in charge, should you be in charge? That's all, that's inner child stuff that you're carrying over into the office. So you really want to slow that down and start noticing what's triggering this for me. Because it's not the issue, right? It's not the meeting. It's not what the person said. It's not the issue that's the issue. It's how we relate to the issue that's the issue. And most importantly, how we relate to ourselves as we're going through the issue. Finally, if you are someone who is pleasing, like, oh, I want these people to like me. I want to get along. I want to fit in. Please like me, right? That's not leadership. That's caretaking. That's pleasing. That's not serving. That's, I don't want to be the last boy or girl picked on the team. I don't want to be left by myself. Don't, right? Take care of me. Let me fit in. Let me do whatever I need to do to fit in. That's not leading. That's catering to people so you feel better on the inside. And what we want to do is start making ourselves feel better on the inside so that we can be stronger, so that we can be of service and a voice of good or hope or light or whatever you're being called to do. That's what you want to start to stand in. So my encouragement is to start to reconnect with your inner child. Think about things at work that may have bothered you, that may have triggered you, especially if you have fear, especially if you start noticing power dynamics. This is a really great time to start slowing down and thinking about or experiencing what in my childhood has been incomplete that I am perpetuating into the office. A lot of people do this. They recreate their parents as their bosses. And I have done that before, and it took some work to really clean that up. So we always want to start having more awareness around what is showing up inside of me, what's my own inner experience as I'm dealing with the issues that show up with work. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Bye.